Hey everybody, here I am again, Rob with Amiable People. Today we're at Silverclutch. We're going to be talking about a game called Heavy Armor, and this is the creator, Tom. I don't know why I said that questioningly, but so let's jump right into it. What kind of game is this? What is this product you have here?
Sure. So Heavy Armor is a tactical squad combat game based on mecha anime. So each of the players takes the role of a commander of a squadron of 3 heavy armors, and then there are 6 light armors.
So this is a 1v1 game, I would imagine, right at the moment, and I guess it's a tactical game, just an action-based game. What kind of system does this game use essentially?
So it's a tactics game. It'll be for 2 to 4 players when we go to our full release. So it's played on a hex grid. Each of the different heavy armors is able to move up to their listed speed. And the way that the commander will activate their heavy armors is by assigning an energy token to them. Each commander gets 15 energy tokens, but each heavy armor will only return 4 to the commander at the end of every turn. So the commander needs to be strategic with how they assign their resources throughout the game.
So essentially it is an action economy game, at least at the base level.
Yeah, 100% action economy.
So I see the theme is very anime heavy. Giant mechs, giant swords, whips in space and stuff. Is there any themes to this game that are more, I guess, centric to that style of mech combat or that type of gameplay, that instead of like a giant killer robot, like American big mech stuff? I assume this is based on its, I guess, theme. The mechs play slightly differently in regards to that?
Absolutely. So each of the 4 factions we're designing are based on different aesthetics that you'd find in mecha anime. For example, the first one that we've completed all of our art for, they're called the Knights of Mars. They really play into that regal, wearing doublet coats, and they treat combat as this honorable thing, even though they're using these giant modern weapons. And all of their mechs have these very artistic looks to them. Meanwhile, another faction that they're fighting will be more battlefield scavengers and space mercenaries. And they'll use whatever weapons they can get their hands on. Their mechs will look grimy and mismatched, but they'll still have all kinds of crazy surprises because they soup up and customize their mechs.
So you're definitely leaning into that. I also noticed that you flip over when you get damaged and you somehow become more powerful, because that's a very...
Right. It's an anime. Of course you become more powerful the more damage you take. So each heavy armor has their character card split into 2 halves. The first half, with the first half of their health bar, will have 2 different abilities, as well as their heat sink and then their health tracker. When you deal 50% of that armor's damage, the card will flip over, and then it enters EX Limit Break. It becomes much more powerful, and it unlocks its ultimate abilities.
So very, very anime. The more damaged I am, the more powerful I become.
Of course.
So this is a prototype, I imagine. Do you have a timeline? Is there a track when this game will come out? Is it being kickstarted? Is it crowdfunding, or do you have backers for it? Whatever you can tell us about that process, if it's possible.
Absolutely. Our plan is to go to Kickstarter sometime in the summer of 2019. Hopefully May, maybe June, July. Our goal is to raise $30,000 to have the initial release, and we're probably looking between $40 to $60 price point for it, depending on our manufacturer. Now, if we're able to reach our stretch goals, our hope is to upgrade the game from cardboard standees to plastic miniatures.
So, I mean, that's the upgrade I'm looking for. Plastic minis is always the way to go in my book. So, I mean, to be fair, I'd play it with these little laminated cards. If the game's good enough, doesn't really matter at that point, right? So, look for this in the future. Is there going to be posted? Where can they find you online to find out, when the Kickstarter is going up, or is there any way that people can get access to you before that point to, keep it in their minds,
Sure. So you can reach us on our website, silverclutchgames.com. We have all the information of our current games and upcoming games listed there. And we also will have a mailing list that you subscribe to. If you do subscribe to our mailing list, we'll give you a 1 week and 1 day notice before we go live on Kickstarter. And we'll also have the opportunity for the first 100 or so people to back our Kickstarter to get it at a slightly discounted rate.
All right. Well, thank you. This game, even right now, looks like it's crazy fun to play. So we'll be looking forward to it. We're going to keep you up to date. We're going to let you know when it goes live anyway. So even if you don't catch this now, we're going to remind you about it. You can't get away from it. So thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
And, well, hopefully you do get this con today. And I'm Rob, signing out for the View People.